Hi Coach L, this is the tutorial for driving a servo motor. Let's go.
This is the basic code for driving a servo motor. We're going to have a single servo sweep back and forth through its full range of motion, which is 180 degrees. So first we're going to include the servo library here. Then we're going to create a servo object called servo1. And then we're attaching the servo1 to pin 9 on the Arduino, so this code is for. We're going to go to void loop. So we're going to create a local variable to store the servo's position as in position. And to control the servo, we have to give it an angle we'd like it to turn to. Since it has to go only to 180 degrees, so we can only give an angle between 0 and 180 degrees. So right now we're going to have it change position at its full speed. So first we're going to tell it to go 90 degrees by servo1.write 90. We're going to delay it for a second, so it gives it time to move. And then we're going to tell the servo to move to 180 degrees. Again, delay it for a second. Then we're going to tell it to go back to 0 degrees. And again, delay it for a second. And then we're going to tell it to go 180 degrees by stepping 2 degrees. So starting as servo1.write positions, that's telling it to move it to the next position with a delay of 20 milliseconds. So every step is going to take that long. Then we're going to tell it the servo to go back to 0 degrees by stepping with 1 degree. So servo right position, telling it to move to the next position, and then a short pause to allow it to move 20 milliseconds. That's it.
This is the Arduino for the basic code of driving a servo motor. It's connected to the ground through the black wire. Through the red wire, it's connected to 5 volts. And through the white wire, it's connected to pin number 9. There. And here it's working. So when it goes to 90, then 180, back to 0, then it goes to 180 by 2 stops, and then back to 0 by 1 stops.
This is the modified code for driving a servo motor. We're going to use a single servo to sweep back and forth through its full range of motion and turn on LEDs corresponding to the angle that the servo is at. So first we're going to include the servo library and then create a servo object called servo1. Then we're going to set up constant integers for the LEDs that the pins are connected to. The pins that the LEDs are connected to, so LED pin 1, 2, 3, and 4 connected to pins 7, 6, 5, and 4. We're going to void setup, and we're going to attach servo1 to pin 9 on the Arduino and set all the LEDs as outputs and have our serial begin here. We're going to void loop. We're going to create a local variable to store the servo's position as an integer position. And then we're going to control the servo using the angles given, and depending on the angle, we're going to turn on certain LEDs. So first we're telling the servo to go to 45 degrees, and we're going to turn on LED 1, setting it to high, and the rest LEDs to low. And then we're going to print the 45 degrees LED 1 on. We're going to delay for a second. Then we're going to tell the servo to go to 90 degrees and turn on LED 2. It's on high, and the other LEDs are on low. And then serial print that it's on 90 degrees and LED 2 is on, and delay for 1,000 milliseconds or a second. Then we're going to tell the servo to go to 135 degrees, and we're going to turn on LED 3 by putting on high. We're going to tell the serial to print the same 135 degrees, LED 3 on. Again, delay for a second. And then we're going to tell the servo to go to 180 degrees. And we're going to turn LED 4 on high, turning it on, and the rest on low, which are off. And then we're going to print that 180 degrees and LED 4 is on. Again, delay for a second. And then we're going to tell the servo to go back to 0 degrees, and we're going to turn all the LEDs off, and the serial print is going to say all the LEDs are off. Again, pause for a second. And then we're going to go and tell the servo to go through to 180 degrees, stepping by 2 degrees here with this 4 function here. And then, so we're going to do servo1 move right position, and then we're going to use an if statement to turn on the different LEDs at the different angles that are similar to how we turned them on above. So if position is 0, all the LEDs are off. Position is less than or equal to 45, LED pin LED 1 is on high, so it's on. If a position is greater than 45, then LED pin 1 is high, and so is LED 2. They're both on. If position is equal to 90 degrees, LED 2 is on. If position is greater than 90 degrees, then LED 2 and 3 are both on. If position is equal to 135 degrees, just LED 3 is on. If position is greater than 135 degrees, then both pins, LEDs are 3 and 4 are on. And if position is equal to 180 degrees, then LED 4 is on. Then we're going to delay for 20 milliseconds in between each step. And then we're going to go back down to 0 degrees, stepping by 1 degree. So again, we're doing servo 1 right position and using the same if statement to turn the LEDs on different angles as above. So the same LEDs will turn on at the same intervals. And then again, delay for 20 milliseconds between each step. And this is the serial monitor for the working servo motor. So we can see as it goes through the different steps, it will tell you which LEDs are on. And then when we return back to just the simple steps, 45 to 90 to 135 to 180, you'll see those on. And that's it.
This is the board for the modified code for driving a servo motor. The servo motor is connected through the black wire to a ground, the red wire to 5 volts, and the white wire to pin number 9 here and there. And then each of these LEDs is connected to ground through a short black wire into the negative column that is connected to this black wire that is attached to the ground over here as well. Then each of these LEDs has a 100 ohm resistor that connects their anode to their information and their pin. So each of these yellow wires is connected to a different pin. So the red LED is connected to pin number 7, the yellow LED is connected to pin number 6, the green LED is connected to pin number 5, and the blue LED is connected to pin number 4. And so then we can see as the servo motor changes its position, a different LED will light up. And then when it goes back and goes from 0 to 180 and 180 to 0, it'll run through the different LEDs.